Hello, this is Kate from dailytarotgirl.com, and this is your weekly tarot card reading. And for this week's reading, I'm going to be reading with the Tarot of the Pagan Cats. Okay, so I'm going to draw 3 cards. Each card is going to represent a portion of the upcoming week. And I will let you know that I'm going to be doing a YouTube Live on Wednesday afternoon at 12 noon Pacific time. And it's going to be on how to, I forget the name of it, but it's how to do a tarot reading during stressful times. So I'm going to put a link to that live event in the description box below this video, and you can check it out if you're interested. All right. Let's start with the first card. So Monday and Tuesday, we have the Ace of Swords. And I always like getting an ace at the beginning of the week because the aces are hopeful. The aces have this fresh, new energy, but they also have, and especially the Ace of Swords, there is this energy of focus and focused, like a focused mind, focused action. And that's one of the things I like about the Ace of Swords. So the Ace of Swords, especially in this instance, I feel like this is about focusing the mind and paying attention to and respecting your ideas this week. So have a notebook and a pen handy throughout the week so that when you have ideas for things, you can write them down, because ideas are like dreams. Sometimes if you don't write it down, you forget it. It leaves you. And I also feel like with this Ace of Swords, there's an opportunity to start a new habit. And for everyone, this is going to look a little bit different. This may be the habit of cultivating a calmer, more focused mind. It might be about, another thing that I associate the Ace of Swords with is taking direct action on something and not letting the usual things that hold you back. So whenever I'm wondering if I should take action on something and I do a reading and I get the Ace of Swords, I always read it as a yes, like yes, just get out there, do it, take the first step. And so again, that's another message I get with this card is take the first step toward whatever road you're wanting to go down, whatever direction you're wanting to take things in. The beginning of the week is a good time for baby steps. Then as we move into the middle of the week, so Wednesday and Thursday, we have the Empress. Okay, I love the Empress. The Empress is, it's an interesting card to get during these times when we're being told to stay home, because the Empress, as you can see, the main cat in the middle is the Empress. She's kind of reclining on her bed, and the Empress is really about stepping back and allowing things to unfold without meddling too much. With any kind of project, or you can even think of this as a metaphor for life in general, you want to be able to put your intentions out there. You want to be clear on what's important to you, and you want to be able to take focused action, but you also have to know how to get out of your own way so that you're not meddling too much, even in your own life. So there's times for taking action, there's times for doing, and then there's times for being. And the Empress I see is all about being. The Empress is feminine, and she is all about that feminine yin response to things. So she's about kind of stepping back and being fully present. This isn't about checking out or not doing anything. It's not about ineffective inaction. This is about effective inaction. It's about being able to hold a space, being able to step back and be fully present, but not to rely on action as your main means of getting things done. So this is about learning how to be comfortable in your yin energy, your feminine energy of like, stepping back, letting things unfold, but holding a space for things. So in a way, she's very different from the Ace of Swords, because the Ace of Swords I see as being more about direct focus, masculine energy. So the beginning of the week is a good time to indulge in that kind of energy. Midweek, you want to kind of step back. And so really, I think Ace of Swords is about maybe taking one little action, putting something out there. The Empress is about stepping back and letting things unfold. By the end of the week, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, we have another ace, Ace of Wands. And what's interesting here is I've been talking about the first two cards in terms of like yin yang, masculine, feminine. And the Ace of Wands is another, what I would consider a masculine card. So just think of wands and swords being like phallic images, phallic symbols. Now the pentacles and cups are feminine or yin symbols. So here we have a very feminine card, the Empress, flanked by two yang energy cards. All right, so let's talk about the Ace of Wands. The Ace of Wands is kind of similar in some ways to the Ace of Swords. Again, I feel like this is about acknowledging your ideas. Right now, this week is a really good time to cultivate ideas and inspiration. And this is a good time for starting projects, particularly something that's going to involve a fair amount of creativity and innovative thinking. And the Ace of Wands, this is about tapping into your life energy, tapping into the things that inspire you and finding inspiration. I want to say something else about this card. Sometimes this card is associated with fertility, which could be, fertility of ideas, you being creative. When you're creative, you're fertile. Not physically fertile, but I guess creatively fertile. Okay, so now I'm going to just zoom out and I'm going to look at all three cards together. What's interesting, I'm looking at the top and I'm seeing the 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. So that's kind of interesting. Just give me a moment here. And I invite you, as I'm contemplating these cards, I invite you to do the same. Notice, what the cats on these cards are doing. I'm seeing a lot of sitting. A lot of lounging. There's not a lot of action happening on these cards, unless you count the kittens here, which are kind of playing. There's not a lot of action happening though. Whereas I think of the Ace of Swords and the Ace of Wands as kind of being associated with action, maybe not in a big way, but in a baby step kind of way, and taking some kind of action, putting something out there. I'm just going to look again to see if there's any symbols that are jumping out at me here. And if you have any ideas or anything you want to mention here, feel free to mention it in the comment section below. But yeah, basically what I'm getting here is that you want to strike a balance between doing and being this week. Getting ideas, jotting them down, taking baby steps towards your goals, but also being able to step back and allow things to unfold. Yeah, that's all I'm getting. For some reason, I keep waiting for some other insight to pop into my mind, but so far, that's all I'm getting. So I hope you are well. I feel like I'm coming down with something right now, which is weird because I've been socially isolating. I've stayed at home completely for the last 2 weeks. I've only gone out for walks around my neighborhood. I haven't come into contact with any people except my husband, and I feel like I'm coming down with something, which is really weird. So if I feel really sick by next week, I might have to postpone my YouTube live. Otherwise, it will be happening on Wednesday afternoon. So I hope to see you there. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you're safe and healthy. And you can check out my website, dailytarotgirl.com, if you want to learn more about tarot card reading. I've got tons of fun exercises, tarot spreads, activities, all kinds of things for you to explore and try on my website. So check it out. And thanks again for watching.